Hey guys, Nate here. Today I want to talk to you about arm care and when to schedule certain aspects of when to do certain exercises and activities to get the most bang for your buck during your week. So when I think of arm care, I think about four different strategies you can use to build strength or to maintain strength or restore what you were doing from the previous throwing day. So four categories. We have the pre-throw, which is essentially what you think of the tubing exercises, where when we program, there's about 5 to 6 exercises where you're basically just doing about 10 of them. The main goal for these exercises are essentially just to wake up the muscles of the shoulder and the surrounding areas. So the shoulder blade, the shoulder itself, some elbow exercises. You're just doing about 10 of each exercises just to activate those muscles and get you prepared to throw. Typically, when that's scheduled, that's every day before you throw. Whether it's catch play or you start on the mound or you start in your bullpen, you're going to do that every day just to wake up the musculature. Everything else will be done after you throw. So isometrics, durability, and then restoration, all those activities are going to be after you throw. Isometrics, what those are, they're essentially using your muscles of your shoulder, but you're not moving your arm. So when I think about this, you're going up against a door frame and maybe trying to push your shoulder out. The main goal of these exercises are essentially to activate the muscle around it and prepare the arm to throw. So when I schedule these are usually done the day before you have a high intensity day. So the day before your bullpen or day before you start. That way you'll wake up the muscle, but you're not fatiguing the muscle out too much. Arm durability. This is the category where people think about the most. This is the one where you're actually building strength. So what you're going through the season, like if you're thinking about strength training, this is like your squat or deadlift. This is building the bulk of it. So this is getting you prepared to last the whole season. These exercises here are the ones where you think of where you're scheduling out 3 sets of maybe 5 to 6 exercises or 5 to 6 reps. Again, there's about 5 to 6 exercises on these, but main thing is you don't want to do these before the day before you throw a high intensity day. The main reason is if you fatigue the muscle out too much, then you will not be ready to throw the next day. You'll be sore. You really won't feel stiffness or soreness, but you won't be able to throw at your highest because those muscles will be fatigued. And then restoration. Restoration, these are also very important. These are done typically after a high intensity day because it's in the name. It restores what you lost. When you throw very high or very high intent day, you damage your muscles. You're basically fatiguing them out. You may lose some range of motion. You may lose some of that muscle quality. So afterwards, you're going to restore that muscle. So what these exercises looks like, it's what I call a slow return or an eccentric type exercise. So if I'm doing a throwing motion, it may look like there's a band in front of me. I'm pulling it back into the throwing motion with the other hand, placing it there, and then you're creating tension throughout the whole exercise. When we're doing those slow lowerings or slow returns, eccentric exercises, that muscle, that tissue is learning how to get back in the positions that we may have lost when we throw, because high intensity throwing is very hard on the body. So these slow controlled movements teaches the body that it's okay to go back in those motions that you may have lost. So when I think about programming these out, so again, pre-throw, you're basically doing those every day. So those come before your catch play. Isometrics, durability, and restoration, those are the ones that you have to think about and think of like, okay, which one am I doing what day? All right, so the way I look at it, the way I plan my routine and my work activity is based on my high intent days. So I actually work backwards. So I'm looking at my start. So when am I going to start next? So that's why if you look at the days, that's going to be my day 0. That's where I'm starting. And then day 1 is the day after. Day 2, day 3, day 4. What we're looking at here is typically at a 6-day rotation cycle. Some teams, some players might go on a different set of cycle, but for a 6-day cycle, we'll plan one out for right now, and then we can talk to figure out how to do a different one. Okay, so restoration. So start. So you just started. You had a high intent day. So what do I need to do afterwards? You're going to need to restore that musculature that you just lost. So I'm going to have my restoration day, my restoration exercises right after my start. Again, we think backwards. So what is going to prepare me for my start? So if we have the day right before your start, what are we going to want to do? We're not going to want to build durability yet right now, because this is the day that we're not going to want to be fatigued the next day. So our isometrics will actually come the day before we throw. So you look at isometrics right there. So we got our isometrics. We haven't built any durability yet. We haven't built the strength. A good time to do that would be right after a bullpen, but far enough away from the start so you're not fatigued. So you'll put your durability exercises right there. And then we essentially break it down into 3 more days. So if we have a start here, we're going to get 1 bullpen in to the next start. So that's going to be essentially right in the middle. So now we have a bullpen, a high intent game, a high intent throwing day. So we're going to have to restore again. And then again, the next 2 days prior to that, you're going to want isometrics again right before, because that's a high intent day. We don't want to be fatigued before it. So you have your isometrics here. And then again, the day after we start, you'll circle back up to the beginning of the week then again. And then that's when we're going to want to build arm strength. So that's going to be our durability. Good. So now we have a weekly layout of when our pitchers should be doing certain type of exercises to really build their arm strength during and after season, or leading up to season and during season. So these are your certain categories. If you want to know more about specifics or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. You can find my email at nathan@integratedperformanceteam.com. It's been great. Just if you want to reach out, talk more about it, feel free to let me know. Thanks, guys.